Here we have the highlight reel from this week's training, and we're going to start out with how I'm getting Samba to stop. I'm trying to develop a halt. So the ideal is to sit up a little, push my belly button forward, and then let go and let her stop. And she kind of eases up a little bit, but she doesn't really square her feet up yet. We'll keep working on it. So here we're going to practice changing bend and direction at the walk a few times. It's getting to be a little more intuitive, where I don't have to think about softening the reins and then turning her specifically, with the outside rein. I'm just kind of looking where I want to go, and she's feeling it and going that way. So as I'm looking at this, it looks like my hands are way too far apart. And they look kind of wooden. I'm turning my upper body and my hands are turning with it. Here's some more trotting, and she steps nicely into it. I'm trying to think about hinging in my back, but she always stops trotting before I get very far with that thought. We have a nice relaxed stop coming up here. Yep. This is going to the right, and then we're going to do a somewhat smaller circle going to the left. Now I reoriented my figure 8 to make it more longitudinal. You're looking at the end of it instead of the side of it, because I want to be able to make my circles a little bigger. See, I had thought that I would try doing changes of bend and direction at the trot on this day, and as it turned out, I didn't even attempt it. She and I weren't really getting along well on this particular day, so I'm just riding around in a little circle here. She tends to stop a lot, and I let her, but then I usually ask her again to trot again. Eventually, I hope that she'll just continue trotting because it's easier than starting and stopping all the time. But she's not at that point yet. She still stops a lot. So here she does a little serpentine, and changes repeatedly. She's so cute, isn't she? I wish I could get Prairie to carry himself like this and trot like this. If he trotted like this, I would have no problem staying on him. And here's a look at her working walk coming across the short diagonal of the arena. I like the way she's reaching down. Is she supposed to track up there? I think she's a little short. Okay, the day has come when we're going to try doing this change at the trot. And once again, I reoriented my buckets so they're side on, so you can see the change a little better. So I get her trotting around in a circle, and then I just let her make the change at a walk. So this is working pretty well. She's starting to stay a little softer to make the change. There she trotted through, although her head popped up a bit. I'm changing again. Again, she kind of lost her balance a little bit there. But she's starting to get the hang of what the pattern is. That was a little better. That was way better. By the time I get to the end here, it's really quite good. And here we're continuing on the circle. We didn't make a change there, did we? I have to keep asking her for trot because she tends to just fall into a walk. And I have to give her a little encouragement now and then because she's not sure if she's doing the right thing. Okay, I'm changing the, yep, oh, that was That was good. As soon as I say good girl, she instantly screeches to a stop to get her pats and praise. Okay, she's starting to make the change while still trotting. I want her to stay very round. And she's getting the hang of what the exercise is. She understands she's supposed to change at a trot. But I'm not forcing her to do anything. I'm not getting rough with her. I realize at the trot you really have to be a lot more intuitive because it all happens so fast you can't really break it down move by move into what you're doing. This is the last one and it's the best of all. Oh, that was good. Okay, so now we're going to look at what Prairie can do. So I stop him in the middle there, and he halts square in front anyway. And I want to get him to lower his head, so I'm kind of working on that inside rein. There he went. He kind of had enough time to lose focus there. So the next time, I'm not going to allow him to wait quite that long. I bring him around on this circle, the closest circle, and now I'm asking him for move out right away to move on to circle left. So now we're coming off the near circle where we have been stopping, and we don't stop. I just ask him to make the change right into the other direction. He's a very bendy horse. He just, I just need to know how to ask him for it. So this is a change in more of a lazy S kind of a shape. Not quite such an extreme change or bend. So we're coming around to in between the buckets. Going to ask him to change there. Okay, now he's starting to get the hang of this. So Prairie has been becoming way more maneuverable than he ever used to be. Here I'm trying to ride him on a teensy-tiny circle around this bucket. I used to just despair trying to steer this horse. I'm not having to pull him around with the reins at all. He understands what I'm asking for just with little shifts in weight from my seat and little nudges from my legs, turns of my upper body from inside to outside. And my hands really aren't doing anything. They're staying pretty stable and level, I think. I'm just maintaining a steady, soft contact with his mouth. And we're doing turn in and move out. That's it. If I could get him on a slightly larger circle, I could probably do move out all the way around. And the turn-ins would be like imperceptible. But I never thought he would be this maneuverable. He can actually fold himself up like a taco when he wants to. He's very bendy. You should see him scratching his own back with his teeth. Now this is the thing that I found just amazing when I was riding him on this day. Okay, so we've been doing a little circle to the right there. Now I stop him and I want to bend him in the other direction. And just like that, he bends. Now he's doing a few steps of move out. And I'm going to maneuver him around back toward this close bucket here and start doing move out and turn in a circle to the left. I thought it was pretty amazing he could change his bend at halt. He's being super cooperative, super focused, and it doesn't take any force at all. I used to get so frustrated with him But I think I was just giving him too many cues. I wasn't giving him time enough to respond before I was on to the next thing, or asking even harder. And so we're starting to get in sync now. Starting to understand each other a little better, using a little more subtlety, a little more understanding, and timing. Timing is key. Now on this day, I wanted to ask him for more softness through his neck. So here we stop, and I'm asking him to soften. I'm going to ask him to do a little move out here. He's rearranging. Yeah, there he went. I'm riding him on a circle to the left, and on this particular day, this was one of those days when he didn't like going to the left. But he's doing it. I mean, he's dragging a little bit, and he's losing his bend, but I'm asking him for move out, and I give him a pat when he responds correctly. So I'm trying to move him out to a slightly larger circle, and he's having a tendency to fall in, lose his bend, fall into the middle, right next to the bucket, like there. He kind of dives in toward it. I don't know why he does that. I wish I could understand that. But I'm getting him out on a slightly larger circle and showing him that he can bend slightly to the left, and he's okay. He's doing good. We're starting to get kind of far away from the bucket, so I give him a turn in there to bring him back over. Our circles are not very round, as you can see. They're more like trapezoids or something. Here's a big fall in. Maybe he's just misunderstanding me. I mean, generally, he's doing great. And I'm not getting on his case if he makes a mistake. This is like starting over with a brand new horse, one that I don't have a lot of baggage with. Here, the reward for doing all that work to the left is going to the right. So there he got to make a turn to the right. And I think we're going to change again here. There's a stop. Yeah. Oh, that was awesome. He did good there.